Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Melissa. Today we're going to talk about skincare. Several of you asked if I would go over my skincare routine after my last video, and this is what we're doing today. I'm going to start off by sharing that I am going to be turning 60 years old this year towards the end of May, so that's in about 4 months. And I would consider my skin to be normal to dry in the winter and normal to oily in the summer. Back in the day, I was just oily and oilier, but as time has marched on, my skin is a little bit drier these days. I also have not had any major cosmetic procedures done to my face. I don't have any Botox. I never have. I don't have any fillers. I never have. The only thing I have had done is a little IPL spot treatment just in this area here to treat some sun damage. I had some a dark spot here from sun exposure, and I went ahead and had one treatment, and I thought it did a really good job at the time. That was probably close to 4 years ago. And I'll include a link to the video I did on that procedure so you can learn a little bit more about what IPL is if you're interested, and see some of my before and after photographs from that time. So today I'm just going to share what I'm currently using and what my routine is like. So let's start with the morning, because it is morning. I just have gotten up and I have a clean face. I have nothing on my face. What I do in the morning is I just take a washcloth and I use water to cleanse my face. I don't use any soap or cleanser because I find it is a little too stripping. It makes my face a little too dry, and I don't want that harshness. I want to keep it really very gentle on my skin, especially as I am getting a little bit older. If you have oily skin, I would say yes, use a cleanser in the morning. I certainly did when I had oily skin back in the day. I needed to. But what I'm trying to accomplish here is to just remove any of the treatments that I had on my face overnight and just have a nice clean slate for the morning. Once I'm done, once my face has dried, I go ahead and I apply a sunscreen. This one is my absolute favorite. It is from Olay, and it is their UV 365 daily moisturizer with a broad spectrum SPF of 30. It's oil-free, and it is a mineral-based sunscreen. For me, hands down, the thing that I need most is a mineral-based sunscreen, because chemical sunscreens break me out. And if you're someone who is like, I hate using sunscreen because it gives me pimples, try switching to a mineral sunscreen. This one is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and apply some right now. It is just a beautiful lightweight sunscreen. It doesn't leave any white cast, even though it is a mineral sunscreen. It absorbs very quickly into the skin, and it plays well with just about any foundation I have ever used with it. I really like it. Recently, Kate has started using this, and she really likes it too. Next, I usually apply an eye cream because I really need that extra hydration under my eyes. I feel like that's the one place where I show a lot of signs of aging, is right here under my eyes. So the one I'm loving right now is the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with avocado. I picked this up during the fall Sephora sale in a kit of a bunch of like try me things from Kiehl's. It is super creamy, and I just think it does a beautiful job of hydrating under my eyes. That little dab is enough to do both sides, and I just tap it in. I just want it to fully hydrate that area, and I usually just give it a minute or two to absorb in. It absorbs very nicely into the skin, and I don't find that it like pills up under any kind of my foundation or any concealer that I use. I think it just does a beautiful job. I'm really happy with that. Usually at this point, I do go ahead and I apply a little bit of a lip balm just to kind of hydrate my lips while I'm doing other parts of my makeup. And one that I really, really enjoy is from Blistex. It's the Deep Renewal Lip Balm. This is really inexpensive. It's actually time for a new one. I'll go ahead and put some of that on. Has a beautiful taste to it, if that's important to you. But it is just enough to hydrate my lips and prepare them for applying a lipstick later on in my makeup routine. Usually before I apply my makeup, I go ahead and just blot it off on the back of my hands and take the excess off. Not that there's a lot on there, but just so there's nothing to make the lipstick like skip around and not apply evenly. So it's just some weird thing that I do. And that is it for my morning skincare routine. Let's talk about evening, because that's where a lot more happens. So let's talk about makeup remover. So I found a product in my stash that was something I had bought. I don't even know how to tell you the backstory on this, but it's from Benefit. And remember, they had that very budge-proof eyeliner, and it was great. It really worked. It really like stayed put, but it was really hard to remove. And they launched a makeup remover specifically for taking that eyeliner off, and it's called their Real Remover. While I'm not a big eyeliner girl, for some reason I felt compelled to try that eyeliner. Why do we do that? And I did pick up this remover, but because I didn't really use the liner that much, I didn't really use the remover that much. Nowadays, because I use a lot of waterproof mascara, like every day, and it can be really harsh to remove. So I just take a little dab of this and just rub it all around my eyes. It removes the shadow, it removes the mascara, and I just rub it until I can tell like it's like broken up the mascara a little bit. And then I go ahead and use my cleanser. I'm pretty sure this is still available on like the Benefit website. I'll include some links below in case this is something you're interested in. I think it's really phenomenal, and I'll be sad when I use this up, although there's a lot in here. So hopefully it lasts me a good long time. Once I have this going on my eyes, I go ahead and cleanse. I like a creamy cleanser. I think a foaming cleanser can be a little harsh. It can strip your skin a little bit and dry you out. And I prefer having that creamy cleanser. Even back in my oilier days, I always used a creamy cleanser because I feel it's less mess. Like foaming cleanser, you get like the water all drips down your arms, and it's just a lot. The creamy cleanser, you just put it on, rub it in, it stays put, and then I just use a washcloth to remove it. So the one cleanser that I keep going back to, and it's this cleanser from CeraVe. It's the Hydrating Facial Cleanser for normal to dry skin. It's from the drugstore. It works beautifully. It's inexpensive. You get a lot in this bottle. There's 12 fluid ounces. It lasts you a long time. And I think it's one of the best cleansers on the market. I love it. In case you're interested, the one that I was using that I liked but didn't love was this one from Neutrogena. It's the Hydro Boost formula. It's, let's see, gentle cleansing lotion for sensitive skin. And while I think it did a really nice job cleansing my skin, I didn't think it really did a great job removing all the makeup. And for that reason, I've switched back to the CeraVe. I think if you want to use a cleanser in the morning that's maybe a little bit lighter and not as harsh, this would be an excellent one. I really liked this, but I didn't, these are things that I really am loving. So just thought I'd throw that out there in case that's something you would like to consider. Once I'm done washing my face and it is fully dry, then I apply a treatment to my face. I use a custom blended lotion that is from Curology. Curology, in case you're not familiar with it, is like an online dermatologist that you can fill out a survey, talk about the things you want to correct, send them pictures, and they develop a custom blend for you. I have a little playlist that I'll include at the end that's all about my Curology journey. It's like maybe 2 videos. It's not that long, but it shows you all my before and afters and the process of going onto the website. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Curology, certainly go to that playlist and watch what's on there. I am rapidly approaching completing my 2nd year of using Curology, and I don't really ever see myself stopping. It is such a great formula for me. It addresses all my needs. It has cleared up my skin. It helps keep this spot in check. I think, you can still see this spot, but it is much lighter because of the formula that I use, which has a little bit of tretinoin, which is like the generic name for Retin-A. Now, my blend is very, it's very light. I don't have it's not like a real strong tretinoin percentage, but it works well for me. And I don't think I would want to go too much heavier because I don't want all that dryness and peeling. I just don't. So I use this, and it is very gentle on my skin, and it absorbs quickly. It comes in an airless pump, and it is just like the ingredients are in a very nice little, just a plain lotion. That during the summer, sometimes this is moisturizing enough and I don't use anything else. So you apply it to dry skin, you let it absorb for like a minute, and then what I do is I apply a moisturizer. So the moisturizer I've been using is also from Kiehl's. It's their Ultra Facial Cream. I got like a Try Me kit at Christmas time from Kiehl's, and these are the 2 products that were in there that I really love the most. This is just a beautiful, like, lightweight cream that, oh my God, it just absorbs so beautifully into the skin. It gives me just the right amount of moisturization without like feeling like I'm going to bed with, a layer of cream on my face, which that's just not, that's not a nice feeling. So I go ahead and apply this all over my face on top of this. So I use these 2, and then I go ahead and apply my eye cream again. I use the same one at night. It's the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado. I apply that, and I finish it off with a lip mask. I use the Laneige Sleeping Mask. If you're watching anybody on YouTube, people rave about this. At first I was like, oh, this seems like a lot of money for just something that almost feels like petroleum jelly. But I don't know. I like the feel of it. And it makes me feel a little bougie. And it lasts a super long time. I think I've had this pot for about a year. I'm closing in on it, and I have another one waiting in the wings. I bought another one when the Sephora had the sale at the end of last year. That's like my morning and my nighttime routine. I do have one other thing that I do kind of keep on the sidelines because sometimes you get a breakout. And I find that this next product really does an excellent job in dealing with cutting down the amount of time those breakouts happen. And it is the Resist BH9 from Paula's Choice. This, I'm almost at the end of this tube, and it's a little beat up. And it also comes in a little airless pump. Now, this is pretty pricey, and there's not much in here, but you don't need a lot. And how I use this is if, for some reason, I feel a blemish emerging under the skin. It hasn't come to a head. It hasn't broken really through the skin. You can usually tell. You're like, oh, I feel a little sensitivity here. And you tap around, you're like, oh, I'm getting a zit there. Yes. At age 60, I still get zits. Sorry to tell you that. This, if I apply this in the morning before I apply my makeup, it helps, how do I want to say this? It helps diminish the amount of time that blemish is on my face. It heals faster. It doesn't, sometimes it prevents it from coming to a head. It just makes it then recede. It is just a really great tool to have in your repertoire for just such a reason. So I keep it handy for that, and it lasts me a really long time, especially that now that I'm using the Curology. I don't have as much need for it, but I recently did have a need for it. Right after the holidays, Kate and I went and had some facials done, and I left the treatment on overnight, and then she said, don't use your Curology for a day or two. So I didn't, and I started developing a breakout. And I'm not sure if it was from what she applied to my face. I probably would have been better off if I had just cleansed at night, done my regular nighttime routine. But, you know, hindsight is always 20/20. Am I right? I upload videos every Saturday morning, and I'll include a link to last week's video right up here in case you missed it. And over here, I'm going to go ahead and put the playlist for Curology in case you want to learn a little bit more about that. There'll also be links to everything down below in the description box. Thank you so much, and I will see you real soon. Bye.